Yo, what's up, guys? So AC Milan have finally pulled the trigger. They have sacked manager Paulo Fonseca, guys, after only 200 days in charge and only being in charge of only 24 matches, guys. Paulo Fonseca finishes off with the record of 12-6-6 as AC Milan manager. Now, guys, obviously, first off, we saw the game yesterday, Milan versus Roma, another lackluster performance, 1-1 draw. Not the greatest of games, of course. We started hearing rumblings about this could possibly be Fonseca's last game in charge as Milan manager, of course. So we all knew that this game here, if Milan lost for sure, that he was going to guarantee get sacked in this game. Even if they won, there was a possibility that they were going to sack him, of course. But obviously Milan drew, guys. The only beautiful play for Milan in that game, guys, was the goal. Beautiful link up with Reinders, Fofana, and Morata. You know, what a pass by Fofana. What a finish by Reinders. Guys, Reinders continues to score left and right, guys. He has been one of the only bright spots for the club this year, as we all know, of course. And then obviously Roma scored that spectacular goal. Both Dick with that beautiful chip right up to Dybala. And Dybala with his weaker foot on the volley to score to tie it up. Great goal by Roma. Spectacular goal, I have to say. And then we saw Bennacer return in the second half, guys. Bennacer looked okay. He's been out for the last 4 months. Of course, we obviously knew that he sustained that injury in the preseason. And in the offseason, of course, it was not a good injury for Bennacer. The guy's had 2 long-term injuries in the last couple of years, but it was good to see him back because Milan's absolutely going to need him, of course, moving forward in the new year, guys, in the second half of the season. But the game, guys, like I said, lackluster performance, not a good performance by Milan. We saw Fonseca obviously get red carded in this game in the first half. Absolutely brutal. Reinders, we all saw what happened to him in the box. He did get fouled. I felt it was a penalty. But the referees, of course, I think that ref, guys, is an absolute idiot. I cannot stand that ref. He has been under a lot of controversial calls. I think reffing Milan games, guys, and I can't stand that referee. So once again, another non-call by the referee there. No foul on Reinders in the box there. Fonseca obviously lost his shit. Got that red card, and it obviously ended up being his final match managing AC Milan, of course, guys, because after the game, we all saw what happened. He comes out from the San Siro tunnel and confirms it himself that the club have sacked him. Like, the amount of unprofessionalism, guys, by Milan's management is absolutely horrendous, of course. Now, we all knew that Fonseca was a dead man walking. Like, the way the team started off the year, guys, we all know the Milan started off the year horrendously, guys. You know, let's go back in time to when the season started. You know, with that 2-2 draw against Torino, guys, the first game of the season. You know, Milan had to claw back. Noah Okafor ties that game late up for Milan to get a point. A week later, we lose to Parma. You know, horrendous display. You know, we all saw that game there. You know, you cannot be losing to a team like Parma. You know, coming back from Serie B, it's like an absolutely horrendous loss by them. Then we drew Lazio. Okay, tougher opponent, of course. But you had the lead 1-0. Pavlovic scored an early goal in that game. And then you let Lazio come back into the game. And then after, you know, we draw points again. Then we destroyed Venezia 4-0, as we remember. Then we had the Liverpool loss 3-1. That game was, oh my God, we got dominated, as you guys recall. We got absolutely dominated in that game. Then we had the Inter game, of course, where if Fonseca had lost that game, he probably would have gone sacked after that game. And, of course, the players play well in that game, get a 2-1 result, snapping that losing streak against Inter. Fonseca keeps his job, gives him a little bit more time on the bench there for Milan. And then, obviously, Milan beat Lecce 3-0, a very good performance by them. And then the inconsistency starts to come again. We lose to Leverkusen, lose to Fiorentina. You guys remember what happened in that Fiorentina game, of course, you know, with the controversy with the penalties. Pulisic should have been taking the penalties there. And then you see Abraham with Tomori, all that nonsense there that happened, guys. For me, guys, that game there was already one red flag enough as it was. The players not listening to their manager. We obviously remember what happened in the Lazio game, of course, with Rafa and Teo not going to the huddle there during the water break. So you already have 2 incidents there that happened with Fonseca in the span of 3 to 4 weeks, guys. Absolutely unacceptable, if you ask me. For Milan's management to continue to keep this guy in at coach for this long was a horrible decision by the higher-ups, guys, if you ask me. Then we beat Udinese 1-0. Obviously, Reinders got that red card, if you guys recall, so we were down a man most of that game. Chikwueze had scored an early goal. Not a very good performance. All these wins that we've had were not great performances. Even the Club Brugge game We beat them 3-1, but that game was 1-1. You know, Brugge had a red card. They tied it up, if you guys remember the second half. Like, underwhelming performance after underwhelming performance. Then we had the Bologna postponement. We lost to Napoli 2-0. Then we beat Monza 1-0. You know, Real Madrid, we had that massive game, of course, 3-1. And we're all thinking, okay, this could be a turning point. Then Milan draw against Cagliari, draw against Juventus. They beat Slovan Bratislava 3-2 in another unconvincing game. You know, you beat Empoli 3-0. Then the Sassuolo game, we remember 6-1. Atalanta lost. Red Star Belgrade, of course. We beat them 2-1. And then we had the Genoa draw, the 125th anniversary, guys. For me right there, that was the nail in the coffin for Paulo Fonseca. Was the 125th anniversary game, guys. A 0-0 draw at home. One of the worst performances of the year by the club, you know, with all the legends there. Right then and there, I would have sacked them there. They gave them another game against Verona. They beat them 1-0. It was like an absolutely lackluster performance, even though they beat them 1-0. Reinders scores another beautiful goal in that game. And then we have the draw with Roma, guys. So if you guys recall all the games I just mentioned under Paulo Fonseca, all the wins we had were not very good. Obviously, lackluster performances in Serie. We had some good Champions League performances, of course. The Real Madrid one was really the only one that stands out. And then we obviously had the Inter game 2-1. But Paulo Fonseca's tenure, guys, was not very good, obviously. And he was never backed by Milan's management, of course. Now, for Milan's management, like I said, to let the guy go out there, confirm the sacking himself, Milan makes no official statement till, obviously, today, of course. You know, saying that they sacked him. Obviously, Fonseca had confirmed it the night prior. You know, no class at all by Milan's management. I feel bad for Fonseca, guys, because we all knew that Fonseca was a dead man walking coming into the job. I said that, obviously, at the beginning of the year. He was not the number one choice. You know, and the fact that the Milan's management puts a clause in his contract that they could sack him after 6 months and then they only have to pay him for the year, absolutely horrendous by Milan's management. Because now you show that you have no faith in the guy. He's not your top choice. And then you bail yourselves out by paying the guy money too. It's like the Milan management are nothing but scumbags, if you guys ask me. The way they do business is so poorly shown, guys. And then you obviously have the Curva Sud chanting all game, telling Cardinale to sell the club and leave. We are not Americans, all this stuff. We all see what's going on, guys. It's just an absolute mess. Milan's management is an absolute mess, guys. Hiring this guy completely out of his depth. Like I said, I feel sorry for the guy. He should have never taken the job. But obviously, as a person, you want to have challenges and try new things. And that's what Fonseca did. He tried his best, but this was not a job suitable for a manager like Paulo Fonseca, guys. We needed a quality manager, someone that can bring the level up of this team. And we all know that, guys. But listen, the guy that Milan have brought in now, and Sergio Conceiçao, is a very good hire. Now, Milan had offered the job to Serie first. All right, they offered Serie the 6-month deal with an option for another year. That's up to Milan management. Of course, they're the ones who decide if they want to keep the manager moving forward after the 6 months. So Serie, they offered him the job first. He wanted a year and a half guaranteed. Milan rejected that proposal. They offered Conceiçao the same offer that they offered Serie, and he accepted, of course. So obviously now Sergio Conceiçao has taken over as AC Milan manager, guys. And listen, guys, Sergio Conceiçao was my second choice after Antonio Conte. So I am not opposed to this hire. I actually like this hire very much. He's a way better manager than Paulo Fonseca. And once again, guys, this attributes to the incompetence of Milan's management because they should have hired Sergio Conceiçao in July. All right, that is when they should have hired him then. Once we knew that Lopetegui was not going to be the guy they were going to sign, they should have hired Conceiçao. He should have been the guy. The guy managed Porto for 7 years. The guy won 3 league titles in Portugal. I know it's Portugal, but to win 3 league titles, that's very good. The guy's had great records in Champions League. Of course, he's had good runs. Listen, the guy came to Milan, the San Siro in Milan, tied us 1-1. He's done it to Inter's, held Inter to clean sheets. He plays a tight defensive system, guys. He plays a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1. Something suitable for Milan. Obviously, a 4-2-3-1 was what Fonseca was playing. Now, obviously, a lot of us were complaining to play a 4-3-3. But maybe Conceiçao's 4-2-3-1 formation style is different than Fonseca's. So we'll have to give it a chance. Now, obviously, Milan's management has not given Sergio Conceiçao a lot of time. They got to go to Saudi Arabia and play in the Super Cup semifinal against his son, who plays for Juventus. So that's going to be his first match coaching Milan, guys, is in Saudi Arabia in the Super Cup semifinal. Now, there's another thing, too, guys. Milan had a 9-day Christmas break in between. You know, they could have sacked Fonseca and give Conceiçao a little bit more time. Now they only got 4 damn days in between before their next matchup. So now they got to rush the damn guy. And you're putting a lot more pressure on him to succeed immediately and get results right away. Now, Conceiçao had his first training session today, guys, as Milan manager. And here's what he said, guys. This is what he says. He goes, "I'm proud to take on this adventure. The emotions are temporary because we need to work. We need a warm heart and a cool head to do our best and win matches. That's what we want," he said. With the time at my disposal, I have to do my best so the players understand what they need to do first as individuals and then as a team to be the best we can in every single game. There is no other road. There is a lot of work to be done with them. We'll need a strong mentality with a strong organization, and the players' quality. We'll do good things this year. Words are just words. I need to prove myself with results. For that, we need a great effort from everyone, not just the players, but the staff who make up the Milanello facility. We're here to work. What I need to tell the fans is that we'll work a lot and become a winning side, become a team worthy of this great club. Guys, that is a great first paragraph by Sergio Conceiçao as AC Milan manager, guys. This guy here, guys, like I said, he's won 3 titles in Portugal, the league titles. All right, he's won 11 trophies in total in the 7 years he's managed at Porto, guys. In 368 games he's managed there, guys, he's won 265 games, 48 draws, 55 losses, 803 goals for, 317 goals against, and 2.29 goals per game, guys. So listen, guys, now that Milan's management has decided to make the change, because obviously we know there was a clause in Fonseca's contract and all these other things. And the most important thing about this hire about Sergio Conceiçao, guys, is that Jerry Cardinale decided to make this hire on his own. Jerry Cardinale was the one who decided we're sacking Fonseca and we're hiring Conceiçao. He did not even go to Ibrahimovic, Moncada, Frilani. He decided on his own. And speaking of Jerry Cardinale, he is also very aware of the protests going on at the stadium, everyone telling him to sell the club and stuff. He is very annoyed, as we've been seeing in the comments and stuff. Obviously, Sempre Milan, with the quotes that I got from. He has been saying a lot of things, guys, about what's going on and how things need to be done. Listen, Jerry, you caused this mess. You need to fix it. Jerry Cardinale thinks that by extending his loan, that Milan fans are going to be, oh, this guy's serious. He wants to keep the club. Jerry, you need to spend money, my friend. A lot of it and a lot more of it. And stop having this cap of 20 million euro players only. You need to spend money on the right players and on the right talent, okay? Now, there's obviously this chatter about Tomori going to Juventus. We need to stop making opponents, rivals stronger. You know, enough of that garbage. All right, enough of this shit. You need to go sign players like guys like Samuel Ricci. Jerry Cardinale needs to do what it takes to get the trust back from the fans, because he has lost the trust of the fans and as well as management. Management are an absolute joke, guys, as we saw. The way they handled the Fonseca sacking, the way they hired him, you know, the way Ibra was talking about how they want to play dominating football and all these other things. Fonseca was the right coach. It was like Milan's management have their tail between their legs now because they know they have made the wrong choice. They have hired the wrong manager. Now, this guy, Conceiçao, is a way better hire, guys. They should have hired him in bloody July. Okay, that's when they should have hired him. Like I said, this was the wrong time to hire him. Now, you don't give the guy any time. He's got to implement this system right away. It's not good enough. Now, Milan's management as well, guys, like I said, a lot of people's heads need to roll for this, right? If they do not make top 4. If Conceiçao cannot get the job done and get them to top 4, multiple people need to be fired. Okay, like, I think all of them should be. Ibra, Fulani, and Moncada all need to be fired. They all do. You know, Ibra, the way he talks with nothing but arrogance, you know, talking about how he's a lion and all this other stuff. You know, these guys are doing meetings at Harvard and stuff, talking about all these financial things. You know, that was an absolute embarrassment of its own. You know, we saw what they did there, you know, and then you had a Marotta comment about that, how about Jerry Cardinale was disrespectful. It's been an absolute disgrace. The first 6 months of the Serie season, guys, it has not been good enough by this club. to hire this manager, a mediocre manager. It's absolutely predictable, too. We all predicted this guy was not going to do well because of the credentials he brought. It's not good enough. He did not have a good enough CV to help Milan rise their level up. Now, Conceiçao does. We'll have to wait and see how he does, but I know for a fact that he is a better manager than Paulo Fonseca. But listen, guys, I don't want to kick Fonseca while he's down. He did what he could. He tried his best. He's an okay manager, but this was expected. It was inevitable, guys. You could just see the discourse from the start of the season. It just was not a match made in heaven between the club and the manager. It just wasn't, guys. Now, this was Milan's last game of the season, guys. The Roma draw. Now, like I said, they got the Super Cup coming up, the semifinal. Milan has to start off well, guys. If Milan can possibly win the Super Cup, who knows? That is the starting of on the right foot, guys, to start the new year. Maybe win a trophy and get things moving in Serie. Still got 2 games in Champions League, guys. 2 extremely vital games in Champions League. Guys got to play Zagreb, and they got another matchup, guys, after that in Girona. So that is going to be extremely difficult for Conceiçao. But I think he is up for the task, guys. I like the mentality that he's bringing in already, talking about how he knows how big of a club this is. They got to start right off well. This is what I want to hear, guys. Obviously, Fonseca said the same things back in July. Like, it was all smoking mirrors, of course. Everything that management said, everything that he said, dominating football, all this stuff, it was all smoking mirrors. It could be the same thing with Conceiçao, but we have to give him a chance, guys. And he does have a lot more credentials, like I've been saying. But this management, guys, is on their last leg now. They are hanging by a thread. If this guy, like I said, does not work out and they do not make top 4, Jared Cardinale needs to clean up house and top of the management. He needs to sell, but we know he's not going to because, like I said, he extended his vendor loan, so there's no way in hell he's going to be selling the club anytime soon unless he gets a big Saudi offer for like 2 billion euros, which I do not think will happen, guys. But, guys, it's the end of the year almost now. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. Milan's management and the club are starting off with a new manager now, but this management is not off the hook yet. Fans need to continue protesting, showing their displeasure with the management, and continuing telling them that they need to invest in January. If they don't invest in January, which is very unlikely, if they go and get a guy like Ricci in January, I'll be shocked. But Torino probably will not be willing to sell until June, but if you get the deal done now and get him in June, I'm fine with that as well. I think we all are. But Milan's management need to be active in the market, guys. Show support to Conceiçao. They did not show enough support for Paulo Fonseca, guys, implementing that clause in his deal. Just absolutely horrendous. And listen, guys, the players are accountable too. I will say this. The players are just as much as accountable as management are, okay? But as we all know, the coach takes the first bullet, guys, and that is what happened. Now it is up to the players to step up and show that they can be a good team, guys. Teo and Leao, no more garbage bullshit anymore. They have to come out and perform. Let's hope Conceiçao makes the right tactical decisions. And if he starts him in as a right back, Teo on left, we are already starting off well, guys. That will be a very good start for Milan if Conceiçao starts with those two at left back and right back. That'll be a very good start to his tenure, guys, as Milan manager. But, guys, Paulo Fonseca's tenure is over with now. He had some good results, like I said, against Real Madrid and Inter, but his time is now over. I liked what he said when he left. He said it was an honor to be Milan's coach. He knew what it took, but unfortunately, he could not come up to the task of doing the job, what it takes to being Milan's manager, guys. But, guys, listen, you know what? I want to wish everyone a happy new year. Enjoy your holiday tomorrow, guys. Milan start off the new year, guys, like I said, on Friday in the Super Cup semifinal. Should be a very interesting game, guys, and a very interesting new year for us AC Milan fans, guys. I hope you guys enjoy your holiday. That's it for this video today, guys. Click like if you like this video. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Forza Milan sempre, guys. And remember, if you do not watch sports, you're a mort. Ciao, guys.